are live.
Yay!
Woo, woo, woo.
Everybody.
Hey. It feels so good to have all three of us on a podcast. It just feels
Right?
it just feels like the planets have aligned. We're not in retrograde. It just feels like everything's going right in the world, you know?
I actually feel like by saying that you have set us up for a week of disaster, but that's fine.
Oh no. I take it back.
It's like, ooh, we just told the universe, thank you for not being chaotic.
Facts. Oh no.
Oh
God.
kidding. We wanted to just bring up all this.
So first thing I want to say is, has anyone bought a lottery ticket in the last couple days?
Girl, too many.
No.
It's a family affair. We figured we could tackle multiple states.
Oh my God. The way
I see it, I'm either quitting my job as a millionaire, or like I'm quitting my job, but it's happening either way. So I might as well be a millionaire.
I know that's right.
Said one way or another, I'm quitting this job.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah. The way that my dad has bought these lottery tickets, he is solely responsible for the amount rising each and every time somebody doesn't win.
That is too funny.
It's my just like
give us numbers. I don't know.
Right. I was reading it that there's like a 1 in 200 something million chance of winning, and I was just like,
at this point in my life, that is still a good enough chance for me. Anything is better than my job.
That is hilarious.
Anything.
Y'all, here's something really funny.
Of course.
What?
Because I'm so chaotic, I forgot that we had a podcast today. I didn't even realize today was Monday. I am on a obnoxious Houston Texan high right now, right? And so I came into this podcast going, what the hell is our topic today?
Oh then no, the topic that you suggested.
Yeah, I was like, what you mean?
I'm done.
You know what?
The topic that we have because of your idea.
Yeah, the one that was like yours.
You know what? If you think about it, though, even prior to me taking a break from the club, that was literally my whole being in the club. It would just guys, what are we doing today?
Right.
That is true. Despite our monthly meetings, you never knew.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't on purpose. It would just be like, I didn't write it down, and I don't for some reason look at our Google Docs. So I just go in super blind, because 9 out of 10 times when Brittany goes, podcast day, I'm like, oh, fuck me.
I literally just put it in the calendar and it popped up this morning, and that's why y'all got that text. Because it was like, attention, because we forget and we're good at forgetting. We're like really good at it. Like, let's just do this podcast, guys. But yeah, my first question, I guess, go Astros, I guess. But more importantly,
y'all have to remember, I am the only actual Houstonian here, and Brittany kind of hates Texans.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Oh. Damn, I did not know that.
It's in my DNA. It's like Houston sports, Atlanta sports. It's in my DNA to immediately reject all Houstonian things.
Oh,
understandable.
Yeah.
It is in my DNA to be so obnoxious that I'm one of those people they tweet about. So.
Yep.
Oh no.
I want you to know, a lot of my coworkers today, I was really just like, I just want you to shut up.
Oh, damn.
Every meeting was like, go Astros. Bro, you ain't said nothing about Astros the whole season.
Hold on. In the, risk of sounding like an idiot, Astros, what is that? Baseball? Basketball? Okay.
The only interest I have in an Astro is if an Astro wants to date me and pay for me.
Ooh.
Listen, Jeremy Pena, hit me up.
Okay, because I know how much money he makes. Hello?
Baseball players make bank.
Dang.
Quiet as it is kept.
Dang.
They make quite a bit of money.
He don't got no wife, so let me find
out. I also know he's not married. I don't know if he got a girlfriend, but that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Listen, all of Houston thirsting after that man, so I don't think it matters.
I don't think I even know who y'all are talking about. I'm trying to picture him in my mind, and it's just a blank.
He's
Don't worry.
he's a rookie player.
I'm about to say, after this, we'll send you a picture. You won't forget him.
Ever.
He's just unforgettable, huh?
But
Yeah.
listen, if y'all ever have to just think about how Texan I am, I have like Texas shit all in my room. Like the flag, my necklace. I have stuff that says "Bury me in the H." Like it's pretty.
Damn,
It's pretty obnoxious.
that's intense.
Whatever you hear about Texans is probably true.
It's very true. As
Hi,
a
hi,
non,
Kobe.
Oh, do you hear them?
Yeah.
yeah, of course we
I'm
hear.
so sorry.
This is
It's Teddy.
typical.
He has
Oh, it's
this
Teddy this time?
he has some type of weird rivalry with this dog that lives downstairs. So every time he sees this dog, senses this dog, like I'm talking about, I'm walking him downstairs, like to take them outside for a walk. Teddy
40
will
years
go.
later, and Teddy still beefing with our podcast.
That's fact.
Yes, he is.
That's fact.
100%.
Never liked him. Never liked him.
Never. So yeah, issues for real. I'll just walk them later because this dog, as long as this dog is out here, it's not gonna work.
Well, while you make that adjustment, again, this is a reminder that today, or that you really, really, absolutely, positively need to go out and vote. There are a lot of bobbleheaded people that need to
Not
get up
bubble.
out of office. Shout out to Abbott. I look forward to seeing you roll up out of there soon.
They threw a beer can at Ted Cruz today.
I know. I
Wait,
heard.
what?
Oh yeah. People.
I just couldn't believe he showed up to the parade. Like,
I
sir,
couldn't believe it either.
nobody likes you here.
He's very hated.
Well, yeah, because while we were freezing and kids were dying in their vans, him and his family were taking a vacation.
I was about to say, wasn't he on vacation while that was happening?
Yeah, like they saw him on the plane. Yeah,
That's real.
he will never be forgiven for that. So
That's sad.
But yeah, that is funny. I live in one of those. In my county is very MAGA.
Mm-hmm.
And so the place that I go vote is the library. And
is that like a liberal spot or something?
No, it's not. It's just that's where they do the voting because the library is big. So they have like an extracurricular room, and that's where the voting happens. But what's funny is you're not allowed to campaign a certain yardage away from the entrance of the voting areas.
Oh, okay.
And so there was this lady that was sitting on a bench outside the voting area, and she had a small sign that said, "I'm here to ensure that the voting stays honest. Ask me anything you want to know." So me being the petty me I am, I said, "What makes you qualified to do that?" And she was like, "Well, I'm an American." I was like, "But you're biased."
Ooh.
And she was like, "Well, how do you know I'm biased? You're a person."
Yeah, like you're gonna be biased.
Yeah, period. I was like, "What exactly are you explaining about honesty? Like, are you explaining how the voting process works?" She was like, "No." I was like, "Okay, so are you explaining?" She's like, "Well, I'm explaining what the agendas are for each candidate." You're explaining what Google could explain unbiasedly.
Right, and you're going to interpret the agendas according to your agenda.
Yeah, I was like, y'all are so wild. And then like the exact distance away that you have to stand to promote your person, it was a dude out there for Abbott. And so I'm like getting out of my car and he's like screaming at people like, "Vote for Abbott." He and I make eye contact and he's like, "Well, I know you're not voting for Abbott." I was like, "You really shouldn't either."
Stop it. No,
I'm not because Trump gave these white people some confidence unlike any other, but like the older white people here are wild.
That is insane.
And he's like, "Well, if you cared about this country," I was like, "My people built this country. What did you do?"
Oh my God.
You know me, I like being chaotic. So at that
point,
is
so
I'm
uncomfortable.
them.
But that's like boldness on a level that I didn't even know
I was
existed.
like, y'all putting way too much energy into people who do not care about you. Like, did you forget while you were freezing, Abbott has made millions of dollars off of this failed electrical grid that we are still paying for? Did y'all forget that? Like, I got issues because he didn't lose power during that time. He just made money. And the way that my toes froze, I will forever hold a grudge.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's been interesting, but like I have to keep remembering that I live in like real MAGA country.
Yeah, like
So
for real. Like seriously.
it's like Samson and Delilah can ride in my car for a while. It could be like that. So oh yeah, today's topic.
Let's go ahead and get into it.
Let me do the introduction and then we'll let Troy bring up her own topic, but let me do the intro first.
Okay.
Welcome to Black Prose Club, where Black lives, Black books, and Black authors have always mattered.
Yes.
Today you are here for podcast number 16 of 2022. Ooh. I am one of your hosts, Melanin Eclectic, aka Brittany.
And I am Oshale of Oshi Reads.
And I'm Troy Nicole of Inkfleur Studio.
And now you can explain the topic of today.
Don't remember how these things go sometimes. Okay, so the topic of today is wonderfully titled by Brittany, The Curated Slay. And I came up with this topic because a video went viral on TikTok of basically this, I guess she's a photographer, explaining how she, curates her photo dumps. And now, naturally, most people know that photo dumps are typically supposed to just be random photos. They're not supposed to really be thought out or anything like that. You're supposed to just be like, let me just combine everything I did this month and throw it on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I mean, when I say curated, she really curated her photo dump. She said that she makes sure the first picture is this and the second picture is that. She uses all 10 photo spaces and she puts in the meme and all this other stuff. And she makes sure this is in there. Anyway.
Oh, shoot.
So the comments were just like wild. I'm not going to lie. Some of the comments are just like, thanks for reminding me that everything is fake. And like, like calling her like basically like plastic and shit like that. I was just like, Jesus Christ.
It cannot be that serious ever.
It cannot be that serious. But someone made I think a good comment in it, and they were just like, well, in retrospect, kind of everything on social media that you post is curated in some sense, regardless of how you think it's not curated. Because in retrospect, you're not going to ever post a picture that you haven't thought about posting.
Correct.
Like you're looking at the picture and you're probably posting it and you thought something about it. Maybe you didn't think like, oh, this is going to give me a bunch of likes, but you probably thought, oh, I look cute in this picture. Oh, right. So I thought it'd be a good conversation to see how, the three of us are on social media, and obviously our platform for Black Prose is across multiple social media thresholds. We go from YouTube, Instagram, Twitter sometimes, Goodreads, et cetera, and how we feel about the conversation. Like, do you guys think?
I think that this is where like the generations show their differences, because I just remember like we were there for, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. We were there for the beginning of the internet. And so from our understanding, being people who were actually born before there was an internet, everything online is fake. I mean, I remember being young and like you couldn't even use your real name online. Nope. Mm-hmm. You had to use an alias. You weren't allowed to put like where you lived, and like a lot of the stuff that we post now would be considered like dangerous to post when we were younger and when the internet first came into being. So for me to like see people now, like younger people now being like, oh my God, social media is fake. Don't believe what you see. It's a highlight reel. I'm just kind of like, well, yeah, like this isn't real life. Like people are posting what they want you to see. And if somebody's a content creator, then they have a brand that they're trying to uphold. And so therefore, whatever they post is going to be to showcase that brand and to kind of enhance whatever image it is, whatever persona it is that they have online. That's what they're going to post according to that persona. So it's just weird to me that people are so up in arms about people curating things, even if it is supposed to be. Because I remember like the photo dump was supposed to be the answer to people being like, oh, I miss the old Instagram when, it was so casual and it wasn't as edited and it wasn't, so they're like, oh, we'll do the photo dump. It's supposed to be casual. It's supposed to be like snippets and moments of your life. And then like people are shook that that's curated. And I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, you're only going to post what you want people to see.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with Oshley because, well, okay, how do I put this? You're not gonna see me posting a picture of me online with my bonnet crooked, no bra,
Mm-hmm.
ashy, looking like I have not addressed self-care in ages. Like anything that you post, it is a decision made about if you want to post it. Even when you're quote unquote being real, your real is curated
100%.
because we're not out here posting like I'm not out here just posting exactly like if I posted what I look like right now, it would not match my pages,
No.
any of them, because I know I look a hot mess right now.
And also, I feel like people don't want to see that. They say they do, but
Yeah,
they don't because
that's
they
what I'm
don't
about to say.
like
It's
those
like, stop
posts.
running. Don't nobody like that stuff.
No, not at all. Not at all. And it kind of makes me think about like, okay, so y'all know how the fashion bloggers, the ones that like will post those really clever reels about like, like capsule wardrobe or like
Oh my
fall trend,
gosh! Every time
or
I watch those, I'm like, how?
they'll be like fall trends or like way to wear low rise jeans or how to wear this or how to wear that, and it's all very like the outfits that they put together are so amazing, but like you could never imagine yourself, well, maybe some people can imagine themselves wearing it, but I'm like, all day that looks uncomfortable. And then they themselves admit that once they take those photos, they take those clothes off and put on like leggings and a sweatshirt and go about their lives. Like
Yeah.
they themselves admit that. They're like, yeah, I mean, I'm making this for inspiration and I love fashion and like this is content, but after I take these photos, after I do this reel, I literally take all of this off. I put on leggings and a sweatshirt or jeans and a t-shirt
I
and I
watch
go
a
outside.
plus size. I watch a plus size full time fashion vlogger, and I love her content. But she'll literally have a recording of her setting up for her shoot, and it's all these outfits. And then like after the shoot, she's like in a t-shirt and some sweats,
Exactly.
like chillaxing. And it's like I respect the outfit ideas because there are times where I need to look decent, but I also appreciate you being in sweatpants
Exactly.
because ain't nobody got time for that.
And you know what?
No.
As you know, we talked about this before, and about me being, you know, born in '95, so I'm kind of like
You're
the
on the cusp.
bridge of millennials. I'm like a very young millennial, but then
Yes.
like I can understand, Gen Zs, um, even without having Gen Z siblings. I have friends who don't have siblings at all who were born in my year. So I'll play devil advocate. I think because I do know a time where you couldn't even get on the damn computer and talk on the house phone at the same time.
Right.
Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's
it
age ourselves 1,000% right now. Yeah,
was
let's.
either
Dial
you
up, dial
you
up
are
internet.
dialing up that internet or you are dialing up that phone, but you're not doing both.
Nope.
And so
One.
I remember that because obviously, there was a time period where we didn't have that, or where the most we could do is we all have siblings. So what, the 30-40 minutes we were allowed on the computer,
Bruh,
on the
that's
Yes.
family
fucking
computer at
suck.
that, on the
Yup.
family computer at that, we were
Yup.
aiming each other and all
Ooh,
that stuff,
aim.
right?
Good
So
times.
for us, I think like me, my older sister, and my older cousin, we're all within 4 years of each other. I'm 4 years younger than my sister, and she's 4 years younger than my older cousin. We always talk about how we go on these like social media cleanses where all of a sudden we're just
Mm.
not on there. While my other siblings, they tend to freak out. They don't have their phone. And
Mm.
granted, I can kind of understand and kind of not, but I leave my phone everywhere, so maybe I can't understand. But the reason behind that is because we're so used to growing up. To think about it, where were you guys in like college when Facebook? like
Yes,
really
I was a
big.
freshman in college when Facebook was like,
Yep, because you had to be in college
you
to
had
Because
to
get
you
be in
had to be in
college.
college. And I
Yes.
was in high school. Well, I was in my last year of middle school when Facebook became a very big thing, and I was going into high school. And by the time I got to high school, no, by the time my end of my middle school came, they opened it up because it was like at first only Harvard students, and then college
Yeah,
students.
I think it
Yes.
started off at like
It was the Ivy
big
League.
Ivy League thing.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the world could have it. And
Right.
so we had such a long period of time where there was no curation. Well, we didn't know what the hell curation was. Like we didn't know what that would even look like. Hell, even when we watched like freaking Ryan Higa on YouTube, there wasn't curation. Really, not really,
Facts.
because he was just posting videos and moving on with his life.
Yes.
The amount of
But
beauty gurus recording in their dorm rooms
And there
on
was like
webcams.
no editing. Like
and there was
what
no
you
editing.
saw was what you got, honey.
You
That's
had to
because they
watch
recorded
him.
on their webcams.
You
Like
had to
long
watch
ass
them.
pauses
Oh
and
my
like
god, the pauses.
people like leaving the camera to be like, hold on, let me go get it. And then just like a blank screen.
You
And
had
you're
to
just
watch
like
their moms come into their rooms and have full conversations with them.
Full
full,
convo.
full.
Like it's or you either did that or you're watching cat videos or that one guy who got really
Yes.
popular for doing that shoe song. Like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
But that being said, I can understand in the sense of Gen Z and younger generations how to them it's not curation. Now, I'm not saying all of them have this idea that it's not curation, but for them that they've only known that.
It's reality to
So
them.
it's reality to them. Now, where I think the break off and I guess the discussion should come into play is I don't really understand coming for people who are like the three of us and we don't make money doing this. We don't have, this big audience we're talking to. Love all of everyone who does follow us to death, but
Hell
we
yeah.
don't have like this big impact on people. You know what I mean?
Right. It's a limited scope.
Yeah, but when you're talking about influencers who are then, like that Cody Cove video that I love quoting, he's like, randomly going places with blue ass water and not really explaining anything, you give this idea that, oh, I'm this influencer. I got famous for curating my social space. And now I get to go to Fiji. Now I get to go to Tahiti or whatever.
Right.
And it's not that simple. I think there's a very big idea that there's simplicity in being a content creator when there's not. Now, is it rocket science? Are you, cutting somebody open and fixing their nerves? Of course not. But at the end of the day, it's still a lot of work because you could very well post a video and go viral. People go viral 24/7 and
They
then
do.
you never hear from them again.
They drop off because they don't have the creativity. They
don't
don't have like the perseverance. They can't come up with ideas and they're not likable long term. So it's like they don't have the personality for it. Because you have to love attention. I feel like influencers, they love attention, which is why they're constantly able to keep up with these hectic ass posting schedules. Like I can't remember who it was, but it was this one girl who ended up getting really big on TikTok, and she legitimately was posting, and she doesn't have a talent or anything. She literally, her videos are just like vlogs, like 1 minute vlogs. But when she first started, she was posting like 12 times a day.
Right.
Trying to get the algorithm to pick her up. And eventually it worked. Like after like a couple months, like 6 months of posting like 12 to 15 times a day.
6 months?
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say like 6 days or something.
No.
6 months?
6 months of posting like 12 to 15 times a day, constantly. Like her followers they go hard for her because they feel like they know her.
Well, yeah.
She posts so often, and she has millions of followers now, and she makes a living making TikTok videos.
I'm very happy for her because my God.
And you know what though? And if you think about it, when you look at OG YouTubers specifically and who their quote unquote fan bases and supporters are, a lot of them tend to be within the age demographic of them. Not saying that Ryan Higa and Tim Diddy or Jackie Aina or whoever else has been YouTubing for a very long time don't have people young support them. Of course they do. But a good chunk of their follower base are people who were already watching them in early
Yes.
days of, like Brittany said, being in their dorm, being in their childhood homes.
Yes.
And you physically seen them go from those places where YouTube was nothing, you weren't getting money, and all of a sudden
Yes.
you were making possibly millions of dollars.
Right.
Regardless if influencers want to say, influencers will be like, oh, I don't make that much money. You have 6 million followers. Yes, you do.
And
We
you
know
live in a mansion. You live in a mansion.
Like,
Like,
come on
we've
now.
seen your house. We've seen your
And
car
it's not like you live in a mansion in Mississippi. You live in a mansion in LA.
in LA. Yeah.
That,
Like, come on now.
okay, I'm glad that we've said that, because I think that is the downside of curation.
What's
And
the downside?
that was my point, is that a lot of times these conversations about social media being fake gets pushed on normal people. And I'm just like, well, why are you, getting mad that somebody on TikTok gave you advice on how to edit this photo? They don't make any money. They just gave you this information for free.
Free.
They didn't make you do a class.
No.
Yeah,
They didn't make you do none of that.
They didn't make you sign up for Skillshare at all. So I don't
Nope.
understand.
Yeah,
What?
they didn't tease you and then say, for more information, click the link below. Like, they didn't do that.
Exactly.
And
But
also, this is another thing. They're only mad because she told them her secret. The only reason they followed her is because they liked her content.
Yup.
Her content is the same. She just revealed how she made that content.
Yes.
And they're mad because it requires real work.
It does.
listen,
They're upset.
remember I told you guys. Remember I told you guys maybe about a month ago that I posted a random video on TikTok, not thinking anything of it. It was like, this is your sign to start documenting your life, or some bullshit like that was trending.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And it didn't go, like, I didn't get millions of views. I got like 80,000 views or something, which shocked the hell out of me, and it happened so fast.
Yeah,
and all these people were asking me how I did this, how I did that. And I was just like, sure, I'll answer it. I mean, to me, it's not rocket science, but it might be hard for somebody else.
Right.
But I'll go ahead and I'll post it. I posted how I did it. And consistently, as I would post, when people would be like, oh, part 2, give me another advice, it would decrease and decrease and decrease, because all of a sudden, I don't know if they thought that I was recording these videos and just like putting it in iMovie or putting it in Final Cut Pro. I don't have a Mac, so I don't know why they thought that. But and then it was just doing everything itself. No, I sit there for like 3 hours sometimes, giving myself a damn headache doing it. And but the views and the likes started decreasing and decreasing and decreasing, because it's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and they were like,
I don't get paid to do
you know
it.
what?
It's my. That's why when people were asking me, I had influencers with over 100K followers and 500K followers asking me, "Do you edit for people?" And I said no. Like, I don't want to edit for you, just because I don't want to deal with you, and I don't want to deal with it. And y'all do a lot, and I just don't want. I barely want to edit my own videos.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Not to me, at least. But I feel like to say is that once you release how you do something, especially if it's not a quick fix, kind of like, when they were like, how did you lose 30 pounds? There's like, oh, well, I went to the gym 6 times a week and
they're like,
I ate
oh, never
1,500
mind.
calories.
Never
and
mind.
Like, oh, no, baby, never mind.
They want you to be like, I started taking these supplements, or I bought this cream, or, they want something easy. I took this pill. Yeah. Anything more than that. And it's all of a sudden, it's like, oh,
it's not
you actually had to work hard.
I didn't just get on my laptop and put something through something. All of a sudden this happened. Right. I had to really give myself a headache and a migraine trying to edit this, and sometimes I have to take a break. Like, I have 6 videos on my iPad right now from September and even as early as July that I have not edited because it gives me such a huge headache.
My camera is broken, so we really not getting no content right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's just like it's not ideal, I'd say, to sit there and berate all these normal people about curating. I don't see why it matters that a bookstagrammer
if you
enjoy
the content, why does it matter?
Like kind of like, do you remember in like 2015 that article about millennials and Gen Zers bookstagramming and how they don't actually read and they just like make pretty pictures?
Yeah.
It's similar to that. I'm just like, what is the correlation between posting a picture that you heavily edited of a book, mind you. You didn't soften your skin, you didn't make yourself look skinnier, you didn't do any
Right.
of that. You just
Also,
posted a picture of a book.
we need to stop
Where's the
pretending like
correlation to that?
we need to stop pretending like I haven't bought plenty of books because Bookstagram picture was pretty.
Mm,
Yep.
You really got to stop pretending like there's not some real pay power there because
Well, I feel
whether we
like
read it or not, I
I
want
capitalism
feel
is everywhere.
I feel like there's different types of bookstagram. Like there's the
Yeah.
bookstagrammers that you follow because every single post they make is a book review, and every book they post is a book that they have read, and you know they're gonna deep dive, and you know. And then there's bookstagrammers you follow because literally all they do are book hauls, and
I
you
have
kind of
followed people because I was like, oh my God, this brown aesthetic is everything.
right. Some people literally just do like flat lays with like cool quotes and like pithy little like little witty little one liners in the description. Nothing about
Some
the
of
book,
them,
but the flat lay is bomb as fuck, and you're like, ooh, I
somebody
love
decided
this.
to cosplay a cover. Follow.
Right.
Exactly. Sometimes I don't even want to read these books. I'm just like,
Exactly.
I will never read this book in the world, but you are so creative.
Right. I
Right.
was like, you put in work. I know you did. Here, I'm gonna follow you.
And
I
it's
also think that's because we also create content, so we are
yeah.
aware.
And I think there's probably like I don't want to say it's not a bias, but there's like an understanding that what they're doing isn't as easy. Because listen, someone's gonna get mad, but I would even say that even IG models who are like specifically just IG models, that's still a lot to take. To sit
Bruh.
there, get up out of
It's
bed,
a lot of work.
and walk all around LA, walk all around Seattle, walk all around New York, wherever the hell you
It's a
are,
lot of work.
and take a bunch of pictures. I watched this one YouTuber who said that her and her boyfriend broke up. And a major reason they broke up is because she was doing way too much. It was every food, everywhere they went. He just couldn't, and he was a normal person, and he couldn't. He was just like, okay, listen,
You couldn't handle it.
it was too much. He didn't want to be a social media boyfriend. He didn't.
Oh yeah.
He had his
So
own life. He had his own
Valid.
job, and that was too much. That's a lot though, to then date somebody who's not in the same industry as you and proceed to curate everything around you to the point where you're even curating when you go home for Thanksgiving. Like that's a lot of work.
that's a lot. And it's funny too because it's like influencers can't really win because you get the people like that who are actually trying to be authentic, right? They're trying to actually do things in real time. Like, this is actually how my Thanksgiving was. This is how my lunch is at this popular spot. Like, this is, but then, obviously it gets old because if they have a partner that doesn't understand that, then that sucks. And then you have the influencers who pre plan everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll go out and they'll batch content, and they'll batch create, and they'll set up scenarios. And it's like, no, what they're filming right now isn't true. Like, it's not really happening in real time. And they're going to schedule things out. So when they post stuff, it happened like 4 weeks ago, but then they get shit too for being fake. So it's like, which one is it? Is it, oh, you're not living in the moment and you're constantly like filming yourself and like you can't just like live and you're always constantly in front of the camera? Or it's like, oh my gosh, you're fake, like everything you do is pre-planned, and like it's just like, damn, they can't win.
And you know what? You're so right, because then if you think about, like, there's this there's this viral thing to do on TikTok where you go to your Instagram and you screen record yourself talking about the behind the scenes of your curated photos. One girl that I like on Disneygram, she does her photos a lot, and she always talks about how some days she will wake up in the morning before work, sometimes maybe even after, even when she's crazy tired, she will get up, put on the clothes that she's thinking about for this picture, go in front of her garage, take the picture, make it look like she's going out and do stuff, then she goes to sleep.
Mm.
Because there may be 2-hour blocks in between that time in which she has to go into work. And it's
That's
so
crazy.
interesting to see them do that, because I think I'm doing too much when at like 4 in the afternoon, when I'm like laying in bed after like procrastinating all of my master's degree, and I've watched like 6
I'm dead.
dramas, And I'm like, let me take a picture of Oogie Boogie shirt I just bought. And
That's
then
funny.
I posted 3 days later, and I'm like, oh, this is so fake because this was not today. But I'm definitely
Right.
act like it's today, and I think that's too much.
Listen,
You can never win.
let me just say, anytime y'all have ever seen me consistent on Instagram, it's pre-scheduled.
Mm.
It's pre-done. Like anytime, like I haven't been consistent obviously in the past couple months, but did y'all know there was a stint, especially when my Kickstarter was out, there was
Yeah,
a
I
stint
remember.
where I was
You were
content was coming
posting.
out the wazoo.
Yeah,
Do
it
you know what
was.
happened? I spent an entire Sunday, a smooth 9 hours recording content for the entire month. I changed
Ooh.
outfits 10 times.
Ooh.
Listen,
And
y'all
my
hear
makeup progressively got darker with every look because I could add more, but I can't take
I'm
away.
dead. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I changed my wig multiple times.
Ooh. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, when the lighting got dark, I put lights in my library. Like,
Stop.
I just need people to understand, like, content creation at the consistency that you need the algorithm to actually pay attention to you is
It's
no
a lot of
joke.
work. It's a
So
lot of
if
work.
you choose to do it right in the moment, that is more power to you because
Agreed.
I could not imagine trying to do it in the moment.
That's kind of how I am, which is why I don't really post that often anymore. I'm very much an in the moment type of poster because I have to be in the mood. Like maybe I like my outfit that day and I like my hair, or I'm wearing makeup that I like, or I just really finished a book that I want to post about. Like it has to be in the moment because I can't pre-plan. Because if you give me free time, I'd rather be doing anything else but posting, making shit for social media. Like
Exactly.
that's like the lowest on my. That's like below my priority list. That's like buried somewhere in the ground. Like it's just not an option. It's just not.
Okay,
And
like anything but that.
yeah, it's just like So if it's not in the moment and I'm not feeling it, and like 2020 was a good time for me to create content because nothing was going on. Like everything was closed and we were home all the time. So I had all this free time, but since then like my posting schedule has just progressively gotten scarcer and scarcer because the amount of time that it takes to set up the photo or the video, make sure the lighting is right. If you're using a song, making sure it's on beat for whatever you're trying to do, having a cute idea. Then you got to think of the caption, then the editing portion. It's just like, oh my God, it's been 2.5 hours and I'm like working on this post. What? Absolutely not.
That's why I pre-plan. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Let me
Yeah,
tell y'all,
no.
the fakest I've ever been on YouTube specifically was back when I did the Bookish Waffler. And I was at my dorm. I just don't find it easy to do book content anymore. But when I was in my early days of Black Prose specifically, because I was doing my undergrad, I was doing Black Prose, I was trying to keep up with my YouTube, and I had, personal stuff going on. My sister had just had a baby. There's a lot of stuff going on. And so I'm not joking, mind you, I was in my dorm, and my dorm's this, it wasn't super small, but my
I
room was
remember
small,
your dorm.
right? And so what I would do is on Sundays, because that was a day that I could really just do whatever I wanted, I would be like, okay, I'm going to write down every video I'm going to do. I'm going to have mind you, let me say this.
My life.
Most of those videos, I wasn't wearing pants. Like,
Oh my God,
I was wearing
facts.
I know that's right.
I was not wearing pants. I
Ain't
was
nobody got time
switching
for
up
pants.
shirts. I was switching up shirts, and then I would change my hair. And typically, I had braids or faux locks, so I would like move the more piece here, and then
That's
if I had a
hilarious.
mic on, I would put my mic in a different area. I would take
cannot.
off my rings, and here's what I would really like. I think make it look real is that I would move around stuff on my desk. So if I'm not joking.
Stop it right
I'm
now.
not joking. Because I was studying there, so I probably had like books and stuff on there from school, and I didn't keep the books there like 2 weeks in a row. I had to move them, so I would
listen. That is a lot of thought right there, though.
It really is.
I would move certain stuff. And I was like, what if someone one day was like, bro, how many videos did you record today?
Right.
And so I would move it. And then I just, it was so much. And to the point where it was so exhausting to do like 3 videos a day and then think about all this other things, to the point where, you know what, the code switching dropped. I got real hood all of a sudden. My
Uh-oh.
Houstonian accent started coming out real heavy. I was
Uh-oh.
just like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. And
Right.
sometimes you would see me in the same outfit in multiple videos. It made my feed look stupid, but I got to the point where I just didn't care. But
Yeah.
it was to the point where I found booktube exhausting, and I was like, why
Yep.
the hell am I doing this? And I completely just shut it off. Which is why I don't do book videos anymore.
Look, you have a very valid point in it. You just like being like, fuck it. Because at the end of the day, to this day, I still do not know. The time turner must be real. The time turner from Harry Potter must be real. Because to this day, I do not know how these women who have kids, who have partners, who have full jobs, have
Multiple
time to
jobs.
make like long videos. They be reading 25
But
books a
it's not
month.
even making the video that's the problem. It's the fact that those videos are always cleanly edited.
Mm-hmm.
Cleanly, not like the bullshit edits that we do sometimes when we get like whatever. But them edits, every video is edited perfection. I'm like,
Yep.
well, do you sleep?
I don't know how they do it.
No,
It's
let me tell you
amazing.
something. Okay, I have to find her, but I don't remember if it was like I saw her TikTok on Instagram or if I saw her TikTok on TikTok. But there's this, she's like an ex assistant to some big YouTubers. She said that you wouldn't believe how, because like mind you, her person was friends with all these other big influencers, so she was around a lot of them. She said that her influencer, not her influencer, but her influencer that she was working for, a friend of hers rented an apartment to fake this apartment being hers, because she had children and her house would be crazy. So instead of just saying like, oh, I have a place where I go, like I use this apartment as my studio, she would lie and say that the apartment was her apartment.
That
Wait,
sounds
what?
exactly as
So her life could look curated. So it could look like she had 3 kids, and then there weren't blocks all over the floor, and her husband's drawers were all over the place, and the dog wasn't scratching his ass somewhere. Like it was just so it
oh
could look
my god.
That's
all
crazy.
put together, and it would be so crazy to her because she was just like, you spend over $2,000 a month when you could just tell
What?
them, this is my studio, this is
See,
my. But they're in LA, so that the place wasn't big.
so
Like,
okay.
all she really needed was a wall and like a sheet to put behind that
The
wall, like
beginning
a
of Melanin
cute.
Eclectic was recorded in my bedroom with a bed sheet up because my
Yeah, that's what
behind the
I'm
bed
just so
sheet was
confused.
filthy.
I love looking back on the bookish waffler, because if you look at some of my old journal videos, it's like all of my textbooks stacked up,
Mm,
and my phone in this ghetto ass position where you could see the book
the
stacked
mess.
while I'm doing it.
That's good.
See, okay, listen. I'm a firm believer in curating. I am a firm believer in batch recording. I am a firm believer in pre-planning your social media content, especially if you are a brand, especially if this is something that you actually want to be able to use as a means to make money or even attract advertisers to your stuff. I think curation is great. But I also think that there is a level of curation that is team too fucking much.
Yes.
Buying a whole fucking house,
That's crazy.
because that's team too much.
Okay, but you know what? If you're going to get the apartment, at least say, "Oh, this isn't my house. This is like a studio I'm using." Because
at
I
least
understand that.
like I still believe in when there's curation like that, depending on the type of content creator you are, because what it sounds like is that she was actually like a lifestyle blogger.
Yeah.
How are you a lifestyle blogger and lying about where you live?
And lying about what? Because like,
That's
you know
a
what?
lot.
If you're on ArtTube and you're like, guys, I'm ruining my walls, I'm ruining my carpet, I got a studio to do all this work in. Okay, but you're a lifestyle blogger and you're got an
It's not even your
apartment.
lifestyle.
That's
Yeah,
not your
like,
lifestyle.
there
It's
has
a
to
fake
be,
lifestyle.
there is some sense of honesty in the work that you do, because like we can see the fake.
You know,
Like
it
we
kind of
can
reminds
tell.
me. It kind of reminds me of when Patricia Bright rented out that apartment.
Woo!
But see, this is the double-edged sword, right? Because we're like, oh, just tell people, just tell people. She told people, and everybody was coming for her marriage, and they were like, oh, she's getting divorced. Oh, they're separated.
But
And
to
I'm
be
not gonna
fair,
lie,
like
I was one of
Patricia
those
Bright has
people
never
that
been
was
able
like,
to win.
Yeah.
Patricia Bright has been one
Yeah.
of those things that's been honest her whole. She was like, I got my titties done, I got my face done. I do what I want because I can. Oh my God, you hate yourself. You like, oh well, I didn't even want kids. I'm pregnant. See, you lied. You didn't like. She can't catch a break for nothing. Do I enjoy
That's
watching the
true.
foolery? Still,
Yes, 100%.
But like, I respect her a little bit more than I respect Jackie Aina.
Oh, not coming for Jackie.
No, because like back when she was Little Pumpkin Pie, yes, bet she was honest. But
I haven't watched her content in a long
I haven't
time.
wrote for her. I haven't watched her content since the day that she basically compared wearing deodorant to getting a boob job and said that everybody was fake in some sort of way. And it was like, baby, what?
I will say that there is that place where like you need to curate your content because your actual personality is not good. Because like I haven't watched her content recently, but a couple weeks ago, maybe even like a month ago or so, I ran across a video that I think she put it on TikTok. And it was basically her going off on her followers because
oh my
they
God,
said something about her engagement or her fiance.
Somebody asked her why was she engaged 4 years later or something like that.
Yeah, and she
the internet is just so nosy.
And she was like, it was so nasty the way she responded. She was just like, you guys just follow me. You don't know me. I was like, ooh, girl.
Yeah,
they built
that's when you say, oh, I just like long engagements, and you move on.
No, but she literally was like, y'all don't know my life. Y'all are not on my level.
She went in. She was like, I think sometimes you guys forget that you just follow me and you don't actually know me. And it just left such a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, oh my God,
but
that's terrible.
That's the thing. It's like you put your engagement out there. You put your relationship out there with a whole vlog channel.
So, that's the part that I don't really understand. When you have family vlogs or relationship vlogs, when your content is centered around your relationship, did you guys see that popular TikToker Bella whatever? She announced that she was getting a divorce and no one knew she was married.
What?
Yeah. Like that is a point where I'm like, well, no, it's none of your business. She never put it out there that she
right.
Like, you know, if you found out because TMZ released some divorce papers, that's not her fault. But she never gave you guys the information that she was married.
Yeah, but say she wasn't a lifestyle content creator.
No,
in that
at all. So I'm just like, but if you have a whole couples channel and then, you know, all of a sudden your boo was, you know, in your videos every damn day. And then all of a sudden, baby,
you know what this?
I don't even see his shirts in the background. Where he at?
This reminds me of the whole Ken and De'Ara fiasco. Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah.
Where they basically built a channel off of being like Black love goals, like this young Black couple traveling the world, being in love, getting engaged. They built a whole empire off of that. Come to find out, he's been cheating on her. Come to find out, he like doesn't have really much stake in terms of like the company, and like she makes all the money. Like it was a mess.
But you know what? I kind of feel bad for them too because they got accidentally famous. They didn't even try to become famous.
They really didn't.
They didn't.
They like one of their pictures went viral one day, and they were viral, and that's true. And you know what? That brings me to the point of this that I think really is the part that bothers me about curation. I don't know if I told you guys this, but y'all know that I went to Maryland in May to help my sister with her newborn.
Right.
And one day I had my oldest nephew with me. My oldest nephew is now 7. He was sitting over by the couch and I was in the bathroom and I came out. It's just me and him in the house. And he's talking to somebody. And I'm like, who the hell is he talking to? And, you know, he has a stepbrother and 2 other brothers. And I'm like, Ro, who are you talking to? And he says his stepbrother's name. And I said, oh, okay. And I said, hey to his stepbrother. He says, hey, whatever. Okay, fine. I move on, but he still acts like he's talking to somebody else. I said, Ro, are you online? You're not supposed to play online. He's 7. He's like, I'm not online. And I'm just like, well, then who are you and him talking to? And he was like, my followers. And I was
Stop it.
I was
Stop
like,
it right
what?
now.
I'm sorry.
I hope God strikes me down.
He's
I was
7 years old.
I was
What
like, what are you
followers?
talking about? What followers? And he was like, I'm pretending to make a YouTube video, Auntie. And I
Oh,
was like,
Jesus. Why did that make my heart
I
stop?
was like, Royal, are you recording yourself and me? And he was like, I'm not anymore.
Oh,
At this point, I have been telling him to pick up. I had told him, oh, we're going to Nana's. And then he asked me
no.
where that was. And I was
Oh,
I was telling him personal information and stuff, and I was like, Royal, mind you, Royal knows more about YouTube than I freaking know about YouTube. So
no. Yes, these kids.
I'm like, Ro, did you post any of these things? Because mind you, he has a phone that my dad gave him. It doesn't have service, but it's an iPhone. So you can, you online, you can do whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, Royal, you have an iCloud. Is your iCloud attached to YouTube? He said yes. And I said, have you posted anything on YouTube? He said, no, I haven't done that. And I was just like, give me your phone.
Oh.
And he said no. And I was like, Royal, I would like to stay auntie and stay in auntie's place. Give me your phone. And he said, okay. And he gave it to me. And there was, I'm not joking, hundreds of like mini videos, because he doesn't really know how to record stuff. But and then there was like one long one that I played, and it's his dad and his stepmom in the background talking, and I'm like,
Oh
no.
no.
So
Yeah,
I called his parents, and
Ooh.
I had to tell them, I was just like, Ro is recording you guys, not knowing he's recording you guys naturally, because you still hear him going, okay, guys, now today we're playing Minecraft and stuff like that, and it's cute, and because
That part is adorable.
yeah, but then you hear his dad in the background going, babe, what's happening for dinner? And I'm like, this
Oh
is
my
so
God.
inappropriate. And so my whole point of that story is that I think that there is an aspect that I understand people talking about where, there is, for lack of a better term, influence in being an influencer.
Oh,
You are,
100%.
showing people and young people that what you do is this, easy breezy
Yep.
life. Like, look at the Selena Gomez documentary.
Girl,
Woo.
Everyone,
I
no one
cried through
would
that whole
have
thing. That was horrible.
realized how much pain Selena Gomez was in, because she don't speak about nothing. You don't talk, and I'm not saying that she has to speak about anything. I'm not saying it's her job to speak about anything, but I don't 100% agree with this idea that, oh, well, just because you're famous doesn't mean you should change yourself and yada yada yada. Okay, there's a difference between, Miley Cyrus riding a wrecking ball on stage
Lord.
and some influencer, lying to young girls, saying that she got her body from going to the gym. You didn't get your body from going to the gym. Dr. Miami gave you your body.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
it's not okay. Like, it's not like, just
It's like they
no
have
one
a
can,
responsibility
there is a
to their
responsibility.
followers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And it's funny you told that story about Royal, because it kind of reminds me of my coworker. She used to nanny for this little girl in Canada a few years ago. The little girl was 2 at the time. Fast forward to today, the little girl is now 5 years old. She recently went to Canada to visit that little girl and her mom. And every time she tried to take a picture of the little girl, she wanted it to be a video. And she'd be like, hey guys, like she was doing a YouTube video. And and I was like, this is what these kids are growing up with, because those are the shows that they watch. They're not watching like Nick Jr. and like whatever. They're watching YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And they're imitating it. And to them, it is reality. Like, it's clearly curated content, but to them, it is reality. So there is no line. And that's where the responsibility part comes in. Cause like, to me, it was wild to watch videos of this little 5-year-old being like, hey guys, okay, I'm standing in front of this fountain. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was talking to Ashley, like, who was she talking to?
Like, what?
Yes. And Ashley was like, oh my God, it was so hard to keep a straight face while she's like pretending to talk to people. And I was like, yeah, this is a little scary. Like, her mom needs to explain to her, like, this is not normal.
And you know what? I blame a part of Royal on myself too, because he uses, when he's watching our television, my older sister, my baby sister, is logged into her account. And so she subscribes to my channel. She doesn't watch my videos, but she subscribed to it. And one day he runs up to me and goes, Auntie Nene. And I'm just like, what? And he's like, you never told me you're a YouTuber. And I'm just like, what is he
Oh
talking
my
about?
God.
It
Oh
didn't
my
dawn
God.
on me. And I was trying to figure out what the hell he was talking about. I'm like, bro, I'm not a YouTuber. He's like, then why are you on YouTube? And I'm just
Ooh.
like, how do you know
Wow.
that? Like, and he drags me into the living room and you see my face. And I'm like,
Oh no.
and I'm like,
The worst nightmare.
Royal, I think, you know what? And, he's only 7. So I kind of, did a little bit of manipulation on him. I feel bad about it, but I told him, I said, oh my God, Royal, I think the TV's glitching. And he goes, what? And I'm just, I think the
I'm dead.
TV's glitching. I think
I'm
it's
done.
Pig. He calls my sister Auntie Pig. I told him, I think Auntie Pig had a video on her phone and it's glitching with YouTube. He goes, oh my God, can you fix it? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fix it right now. And I unsubscribed to myself.
Oh my God. You were like, and block and delete.
Oh my God. No, you did not do
Ooh.
this.
I told my older sister.
That's hilarious.
My older sister's like, Nene, now he's gonna be talking about shit glitching and no nothing.
Oh my
You
God.
think it's glitching and it's not glitching. It's just
That's pretty
usually-
funny. That is pretty
Listen,
funny.
the last thing
Okay,
I
that's
needed
top
was
tier.
for him to go to first grade and go, my auntie's a YouTuber, baby. Don't lie to them because I ain't got no money.
Oh my God.
Oh God. That is some peak auntie stuff right there, bro. Hilarious, but peak auntie level.
And that's why
way too much.
And that's why I say influencers love attention, because if you had been a normal type of influencer, you would have been like, oh yeah, you want to watch my videos? Tell your friends. Tell them to get my watch time up.
He wasn't gonna watch
I'm gonna get
nothing.
my watch time up. Shut up. What is wrong with y'all?
You know what? If it would have been my Inkfleur Studio account, I wouldn't have been bothered by it.
Right.
But not my book account where
It's
I'm
like, no.
this
Raw,
week, Five Rec
unfiltered.
Friday, we're talking about virgin heroin.
That's
No.
facts.
Oh, that's right.
That
I
is
forgot.
Immediately no.
Rated R content. Yeah, it's
Rated
not for
R
him.
content. My dad found it one day. He was like, I'm guessing I shouldn't watch any of that.
Oh God.
I
please
was
don't.
like, I mean, you can if you want to, but I don't think you'll like what you're gonna hear.
Man, that's like my friends here. Some of them know that I do YouTube. So sometimes, because like anytime they walk into my house and they see my chair, they'll go, "Hi guys, welcome to my channel." And I'm like, "Why do you
That's
do
messed
that?
up. That
Father
is
God,
messed up.
please."
And
It
you
is
know what?
so
Y'all,
bad.
listen, everyone watching. These two bitches love
What?
to.
Wait a minute.
Yes, these two bitches love. We're never gonna get monetized. These two bitches
I'm dead.
love to them and my sister, actually. My baby sister said this too, and that I have different personalities and aliases. Okay. But the reason when I started my booktube specifically that I went by, now Cole really is a name I get called. That's my mom's nickname for me. And I used it so no one could find me, like in my personal life, because there was at the time there was a famous Viner and now YouTuber who went to school with me. And it was always a joke that if anyone tried to, do, even if they were just joking around on YouTube, they'd be like, oh, you're trying to be like, insert person's name.
Right.
And it was never like that. It was just fun. Like, I didn't think anything of starting booktube, so I didn't really want people to find out about it. And there was very few people who found out, who did know about it. So I used the name Cole because it was not a name that anyone outside of my personal sphere knew I was called.
No, that makes sense.
But eventually I don't know if people just don't understand that names don't have to be gendered, but people just had a very hard time remembering Cole, and they would say Nicole. I'm like, now what if my name wasn't Nicole?
And it was actually Cole.
And it was actually Cole. And so I just dropped it and I started just saying Troy Nicole again because that is my name. But when you type in Troy Nicole, I'm one of 4 people that pop up. So that's why I didn't want to do that name. Just because I think when it comes to especially millennials, I feel like it's still taboo in a crazy way to be an influencer as a millennial, because so many of us think it's so superficial and think it's so stupid.
Right.
And that's
It's
because
only
we didn't
stupid
grow
when it's
up with it.
repeated back to you.
Yeah, because if them bitches were getting money from YouTube, they wouldn't think it was superficial.
No,
I
they
wish
wouldn't.
I was getting money from YouTube.
I swear to God. But like it's in a way that, you know, you see Gen Zers, and I realized this recently, that a lot of the little mini vlogs I watch on TikTok, they be like between the
Regular.
ages of 16 and 22.
Yeah, they're
Um,
very young.
and I'm just like, oh wow, I feel
And
like
they're so good at what they're so good at
they're
it. You're like,
so good at it, but
wow.
they have so much knowledge about it. You know
They
what I
do.
mean?
They've been watching it since they were little.
You know, they say that, you know, millennials make all of the apps and everything, but like Gen Z are the ones that really like
Yep, they make the app a
they
thing.
they make the app the thing, and that's really the truth. And not to say that millennials don't have, you know, stake in those things, but millennials, they're the oldest millennials right now are like 39.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's easy for them to make the app and then not use the app. Like, look at the owner of MySpace. That Tom guy sold it for like millions of dollars and became a normal photographer.
Yep. He got out of the whole game. I mean, I always say like BookTube walked so BookTok could run.
Oh yeah,
Clearly.
Definitely.
Jinx.
But also, how do we get to being called bitches? Let's bring that back.
Oh no.
I got called out loudly.
She like, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you and I go an hour without answering Brittany, it's all of a sudden you bitches.
Yep, it is 100%.
Actually, it's always like, are you hoes dead or not?
Yeah.
That's actually what happens. Let's do the correct thing here.
She's like, guys.
Because sometimes if it goes ghost, I'm like, listen, if I'm having a shitty day, I know one of y'all is having a shitty day, but like,
Yep.
how bad is your shitty day?
And you know what? At least Oshale has a reason not to answer because she'd be at work. My problem is I'll read Brittany's text and then I'll be like, let me answer it. And then I'll get
And then you don't.
distracted and then I totally forget until she responds again. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
Basically, y'all just said, yeah, we know Brittany be over here struggling when she gets ignored. Doing it.
No, you know what? It depends. It depends on,
Ooh.
you know what? Staying on theme, it depends on the content that you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
If you're freaking out, then I'm gonna answer immediately.
100%.
But if you're asking me if I want to hear about your Sims, I may wait a minute.
Oh my God, I'm dead.
It's kind of how like I've been like quiet all like for what the past week and a half because all that has been in our conversation is Taylor Swift.
Not Taylor Swift.
I was like, I love them to death, but I have no contribution to this.
I know. I always feel bad when like I you know put something in the chat about Taylor Swift because I'm like, damn, Brittany has no dog in this fight.
I literally I read it and I'm like, I can feel the joy coming from these messages.
Well, you know what, Brittany? If it makes you feel any better, Brittany, sometimes you and Oshale will go on some tangent about something that like y'all say that all three of us grew up with, and I'm like, what are these hoes talking about? I'm like, I was born like 5 or 6 years after that.
We always forget.
No idea what this is.
Listen,
I
at this
always
point, we've
forget.
accepted that like that was a phantom birth because
Yes, it was a
makes
phantom
sense.
birth. I always forget, and then you bring it up, and you're like, still in my 20s here, guys, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, y'all are my
right. It'll be like being in your 30s is absolutely trash. Towards like I have no idea what you're talking about.
I
always forget because you're just so mature. I'm like, what's going on?
Thank you. It's so funny because I remember a couple years ago we did a podcast where we were talking about, I don't remember what we were talking about, but you guys were talking about how I was about to finish college, and I think someone in the chat asked that I, start college like later in life, and I was like, what?
Oh yeah, I remember. That's when you told everybody how old you actually were, and everybody was like, "I'm sorry, what?"
Yeah, everybody was shook.
At the time, I was like 24 or something.
Yes.
I think you were like 25 tops at the time.
Yeah, and everyone was just like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm not in my 30s yet."
Everybody was shook. They were like, "Oh my God."
To be fair, I think when you were 25, I hadn't reached my 30s either.
I don't think so. Because y'all are like
Hilarious.
4 or 5. One of you guys are
That was a while ago.
5 years older than me. I think someone else is 6 years older than me.
Yeah, me. I'm the oldest.
Okay, so
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow. Time.
good times.
y'all, we've been friends for so long now.
It has been a long time.
Oh,
It doesn't feel like it.
we might actually see each other next year. How crazy is that?
Well, Brittany, I'll see you Saturday.
Oh, that's right. It's Black Panther week. Turn up.
It is. It's Black Panther week.
And now Oshale doesn't have to talk shit about us not seeing each other.
Yeah, no, I can't use that anymore. I'll be like,
To be fair, we're literally just going to the theater to eat
And you know
cry.
what? And like we're not even gonna be able to talk to each other, but the two gonna ride back to Pearland.
But we're gonna eat and cry. That's about.
I'm so excited to see this movie.
I'm definitely like I'm seeing it Friday night. So that'll be like where I bring tissues with me.
I'm seeing it
I
Thursday.
just know I'm gonna be ugly crying.
Dang, y'all are seeing it way before me. I'm not seeing it till Saturday, so we'll just have to hold our thoughts till I see it.
Well, we're seeing it again on Saturday.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I'm a firm, like I want to piss off all the bigots and all the incels of the nerd world, and I want this movie to do better than the first Black Panther. And considering that we also have Hispanic representation in this movie, I'm expecting it to be blown out of the water with box records, and I'm going to contribute by seeing it multiple times.
Wait, I'm confused. Why are incels upset about this movie?
Because most of them are white.
But literally, that's the only reason that they're mad.
I kid you not. They're like, oh, it's not even gonna be that good. Like the first one wasn't even that good. Marvel's too woke. Like Black Panther didn't have his own comic book series, and Namor was already an existing character. But I digress.
See, that's the part that I don't get. Like, nobody gets mad when you have the white superheroes and the mostly white cast. So why are you getting mad about this?
Also, as I keep repeating, I was like, this is the uncolonized world that would exist.
Maybe that's why they're mad.
Why do y'all expect to see yourselves there?
That's probably why they are mad, because it is like they're not being centered or even like sidelined in any way. They're just not there.
They got like two supporting characters, and they're the comedic relief, actually, which makes it even more funny in my eyes.
Yeah, that's probably why they're really upset.
Y'all know I have like a new irritation unlocked recently. A little bit before you guys followed my Disney account, there was like this thing going around.
Obviously, I do.
It was like,
I said, obviously, I do.
I do too.
I have to like clearly tell myself not to even look at your little hauls because I'm not going into bankruptcy.
Oh, already there, baby, already there. But this thing was going around where it was like which like Disney princess or which Disney villain or stuff like that. Do y'all think I remind y'all of, right? And I did it, and I kind of figured, I was like, okay, someone's gonna say Tiana just because I'm Black. Like that's gonna be the central reason to say Tiana, because I'm nothing like Tiana. I'm not hardworking.
Not at all.
I'm a big procrastinator. I am not like anything like her. Like nothing like.
I would actually put you more towards Mulan.
Oh, thank you.
I can see that.
I'm a big coward though, so I don't know about that. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Troy Anthony Taylor would be going to war.
Oh,
Troy said, "We just all gonna die."
Yeah. Troy's like, "Oh well, guess it's my time to go. It's been a good run. It's been a good time while it lasted."
But I always get people to say that I think from when people first meet me, because I'm not like I'm talkative when you get to know me, and then I'm a little bitchy when you get to know me. But when I guess people first meet me, they always say that I'm so nice, and I'm really not, but okay. And so they say Belle, and I think that's just because I like to read. But I kept getting Tiana, and I was like, I was like, okay, what about Tiana? Do y'all think
facts?
Oh, things
like,
about to get
close to me.
Things about to get real awkward.
Like, because when I tell you guys, other than her family being from Louisiana, there is nothing me and Tiana have in common except we both find Naveen attractive. Like, other than that,
listen.
Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of high school. when there would only be like one or two Black girls in like an honors class or an advanced class or whatever. And the teacher would like confuse us.
Yes.
And be like, let's say it was Jasmine and Tia. They'd be like, Tia. And they're like, Tia. And they're looking at you, Tia. And you're looking at her like, what the fuck? And she's like, Tia. And you're like, I'm Jasmine. And then they get all red in the face. And they're like, oh, well, hey, you guys just look so alike. And you're like, no, she's 3 shades darker. She has braids. She's also 6 feet tall. Like, what the actual
It's always a massive height difference. It is always a massive height difference.
This happened to me in high school. I took dual credit class in high school. And my economics teacher, but we took dual credit at our high school, so we didn't have to go to the college. And so our economics teacher was this lady from India, and she, first of all, she was an asshole.
Oh no.
Regardless of ethnicity, race, to this an asshole. Okay. But she would call me Anna Smith.
Wait,
and there was no Anna Smith in our class.
I'm so confused.
So
What?
she would go, Anna Smith, and I would be like just like writing down stuff. And my friend next to me, he would go, is she talking to you? And everyone would be like, who is Anna Smith? Mind you, this is like
This is so
I
uncomfortable.
went to an IB school, so it was either you were IB diploma or certificate. We were certificate kids, and we didn't know any Anna Smith. So one day I was like, maybe she's an IB student, and so I asked one of my friends who's
This is
an
so
IB
uncomfortable.
diploma student, and they were just like, she confused you with Anna Smith. I was just like, who is this person? So they were just like, ask John, and I asked my friend John, and he was like, I'm gonna bring you to her, and he brought me, y'all. It was a light-skinned girl who was black, a light-skinned black girl. She had to be a size 0.
Oh my god.
She had straight hair.
Y'all look nothing alike, basically.
Bone straight hair, light, like her eyes weren't super light, but like she
It
was
was enough.
It was a difference.
Y'all
And
did not look nothing alike, basically.
I was like, this girl looks nothing like me.
But this is the same teacher that would get mad if you called her like some a stereotypical or common Indian name.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
like, it's like if it's flipped, they get so mad. You
Like,
know?
because I could understand, like, you know what, if me and her were just like, and mind you, she was light, but I was a little bit darker than her, and I'm still light skinned, but I wasn't as light as she was. I'm pretty sure she was biracial, and I was like, me and this girl look nothing like. You know what? At the very least, if we looked alike, I would have ignored it. I'd have been like, oh, okay, I can see that. But we looked nothing alike.
That's a mess. That is a mess. And it happens often. And that's that shit that it reminds me of, is like, you literally have nothing in common, but not even your skin tone. That's just laziness. It's like just being of the same race. And they confuse you for that person.
Or I used to get that people would say, oh, you remind me of Tia. And I'm just like, please don't tell me Maury.
What?
Wait, what?
Yes,
y'all don't look anything alike.
Sister. And I'm just like, is it because she's a light-skinned black girl?
With
That's
like
okay. They used
curly
to
hair.
always tell me I look like Lauryn Hill, and I was like, is that the only black woman you know?
Lauryn Hill?
Lauryn Hill, guys. Lauryn Hill.
You and Lauryn Hill look nothing alike.
I was like, that's why I knew it was because they only could.
And that is why I will forever love that one skit where it's a famous skit where it's like the substitute teacher or the teacher, and they turn like every white kid's name into like a hood name. Y'all seen that skit, right?
Yes.
That's why I will forever love that skit. I'm like, yep.
But needless to say, no one answered my question about why they chose Tiana.
Of course not.
Of course they're not going to.
Because we know what the answer was.
Because we already know why.
It's like,
We already know why.
And you know what kills me is it's just like, if Tiana's a dark-skinned black girl too, so I'm just like, I doubly don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm actually the same skin color as Moana.
Right?
They said, and I quote, you are too ethnic. You are too ethnically black to be Moana. We're definitely not gonna give you Jasmine. So I guess Tiana is your only option. That's really what they said.
And these are the same people. These are the same people that will get upset that they cast a black girl to play the Little Mermaid this time around.
Because if I would have told like one of the Hispanic ones that they reminded me of someone from Encanto, they would have got it. And they'd have been like, I'm Colombian.
Also, and I've said this a million times, like, why can't we be Isabella? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I was really thrown when they like the villain they chose from the lineup was Scar, and I was like, okay, now y'all are just doing too much.
Right.
Y'all are doing
too much. The villain you aligned with was Scar.
Stop.
With Scar, I was just like, okay,
too far.
Hold on.
Too far.
Did anybody give you a reason?
Keep your
that is wild.
Keep your racism on theme. Give me the
that's
fan.
crazy.
Okay.
Wait. They said that your villain was Scar.
I'm shook.
Of all the Disney villains, Scar.
I would have gone with Maleficent before
it
Scar.
Was like a list you would like list them for a poll, and Scar kept winning, and I was just like, is it because he's in Africa?
Oh no!
Because I'm not African.
I'm speechless.
Yo, what is this?
I'm actually speechless.
I felt a little bit better because this Hispanic girl did it, and they were doing the same thing to her. They were giving it all the Hispanic people, and I was just like,
I know she was heated.
I'm just like, I just know it's a bunch of white people answering these things.
Just why? Okay. I feel
Be prepared. Sorry.
Couldn't resist.
I could not resist. I would have been like, be prepared for me to read y'all for filth and your racism.
Right.
But we won't go there right now.
Oh God. Okay. We've reached our hour mark, so I'm gonna end with the question of which Disney villain do you personally identify with the most? And then if you're listening to this now or later, which Disney villain do you think each one of us is and why? There has to be a why.
There has to be a why.
It's going to be hard.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Disney villain.
I love Disney villains, by the way. So.
I took a test on that app. I don't know if it still exists, like Disney Inquisitive or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I took the test like 6 times because I wanted it to not be true.
Oh no! No!
I kept getting Hades.
Oh shit!
I mean, but to hear, okay. So like,
I love Hades.
We're taking the qualities of Hades and seeing if that matches you.
It does. 100%.
I think it matches perfectly.
I hate to think. I'm sorry, 100%. But I think, yeah,
it matches perfectly.
Like the quippy one-liners.
Yeah.
The like, I don't give a fuckness, but I do. Like, it's 100% accurate.
Literally,
I'm sorry.
Literally, my ex-best friend who I was taking it with, she was like, Troy, you should really stop because the first time you got Hades, I was like, oh no, that's dead ass you. That is dead ass you.
Did you take this test that you were in denial about?
I don't. Okay. I love Hades. Okay, I even have his like stuff in my room. But I don't know. It just never would have dawned on me to choose. I forget about Hercules a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we all do.
And I didn't see Hercules. I mean, I watched it when I was a kid, but I forgot all about it. And so the first time I watched it with cognitive was like as an adult because I had watched it when I was very young and I didn't really remember it. Right. But I can't think of. I have to agree with it because I can't think of it.
Yeah, that's extremely accurate. Sorry.
Wow.
Extremely.
That is so funny. Okay, Oshley.
I don't think I'm like any of them. I don't, because it's like, for example, let's take Scar. I'm definitely not Scar because it's like, I would not have my brother fall to his death, no matter how jealous
Scar
I was
is
of him.
Evil though.
Yeah, Scar is like on a whole nother level.
There are certain villains that are actually evil in the Disney universe, and Scar, Shan Yu, anybody who happily wiped out innocent people for their gain.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, those are real evil people.
it's like I go through. It's like I understand Ursula's pain, but at the same time, like
Ursula was a businesswoman.
I would not have.
Ursula was a businesswoman.
She was.
I identify with Ursula 1000%.
Oh my God. I just wouldn't have cared. I would have been.
We have to figure out Oshala's though.
I know. I'm going through the list right now. It's like, okay, not the evil witch from Snow White. You're not giving me Maleficent vibes because you're petty, but you're not like
that was
petty.
That was extreme. I would have moved on with my life.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, dang, which villain was real nonchalant about a lot of stuff?
Because like I could see Ursula with Brittany just because I feel like Brittany said she's a businesswoman and I could see that with her, but also Ursula is like a level of pettiness I see Brittany as.
Yes, very much.
And then Hades, I think Hades, what he did isn't like me, but his antics are like me.
Yes, his antics, his energy, his vibe.
Literally, like all my friends in high school would put Hades with me because I would always send them that gift of him going, "It's cool, I'm calm, it's cool." Like, and I think that's me to a T because I always think about Oshale in that one live saying that Troy's Troy's going through it because all of a sudden you'll have like 8 audio messages.
Yes, stacked back to back to back. I'm like,
that is shit. All facts.
I'm like, what done happened now?
And then it's really chaotic because they'll be like 30 seconds each, and by the time y'all like respond to them, I'll be over it.
Yep. Because we be at work, so it's like you got to set time aside to listen to all of it at once.
All of it at once, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is a lot. This is a lot. Going on.
I'm trying to I'm literally going through them like evil queen from Snow White, evil stepmother Cinderella, Queen of Hearts, Captain Hook, Maleficent, Cruella de Vil.
Now you know what? I could see Oshale wanting some coats though.
But I feel like Oshale likes animals, so that like
she's the only problem. No, let's be for real. She likes dogs.
Yeah,
that'll be the downside. I don't think she cares about the other animals.
No, not really.
Yeah, I don't think she cares about the other animals either.
I feel like I relate to what's her face? Tiana's friend.
See, but not a villain. Lottie is not a villain though.
I know she's a side
bestie.
She's a side character. I know.
She's a top tier best friend though. That's the thing.
I know. Because I also don't feel like I relate to Tiana at all because she is very hardworking and fuck that.
Yeah, I relate to her too.
I can't relate to Tiana because listen, if Naveen would have been rich, I would have never owned that restaurant.
Oh, never worked a day in my life. I'm like, hell no. I wasn't made to work.
Oh my
God. And like, I've already been a frog. I'm done. Like, that was a lot of work and I'm not doing it again.
I'm done. Yo, literally racking my brain here cannot, like, I'm even looking at them online now.
I'm telling you, I'm not any of them.
So basically, we have to assign you a princess, is what you're telling us.
Yes.
No, you don't get a princess yet, damn it. Let's figure this out. Oh my gosh. You are totally Tamatoa.
Wait, Read Love Listen said, I can't relate to Tiana because I like a man with some coin.
That's how you know that like all the princes are like fake because they have both.
Yes. 100%. This is not real life. This is animation.
All of a sudden, like, I can't, like, think of a villain to put with Oshale.
Hear me out. The non-villain of Moana, Tamatoa. Because really, he just wanted to collect his shit and be on about his business. But when people fucked with him,
but let's be
back
honest.
harder.
Let's be honest. The villain of Moana was Maui.
Exactly.
Wait, I have a confession to make.
You've never watched Moana.
I've never watched Moana. So sorry. It's just like when you're around.
Why did we know this immediately?
When you're around kids all the time that want to sing that damn song, it makes you not want to watch the And find me. I was like, no, I don't want to watch this.
That is Royal's movie.
The other option is I know you've never watched Raya and the Dragon. I know.
Wait, I have.
You have?
Isn't
Okay,
isn't that the little girl who like something about her father and
yes.
Yeah, I done watched it. It was cute.
Okay.
I liked it a lot.
So I don't believe she's a villain because she was actually just looking out for her family and doing what
She
she
was.
to make sure her family was straight. So the other princess that whooped Raya's ass in that
Yes, that girl. I love her.
I can also put you with her.
She was a
The
badass.
fact that like she really was like
She was just doing
it's
what she was told.
I don't fuck with you, but like my family is far more important, and I'll do whatever it takes.
So basically, Oshale is just the anti-hero.
Oshale is an anti-hero.
I'm down. I like it.
Unless I think there's something else, then you're right now. But I promise you're gonna make me go look up shit for like weeks now.
I feel like that's the best one because I feel like all the other villains had some type of motivation that if it was me, I just wouldn't care. I'd be like, y'all going through all this effort. Why?
Yeah, none of the other ones had like a
but you know what? It doesn't have to be that you agree with what they're doing. Like I said, I don't think
more like their personalities.
Oh yeah,
like because I don't think that anything Hades did to Hercules matches me because I just don't care enough for all that.
But his personality,
and his antics are very like
that's
much
true.
like me.
So to be fair, if we're basing it off of personality, just hear me out.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm scared.
So, personality wise, I know I'm a baddie. Y'all really can't fuck with me. Nobody is really on my level.
Who is
Mother
this?
Gothel.
Wait, Mother who?
Mother Gothel from Rapunzel.
Oh, yes. I like her. Yeah, I can fuck with that. I can fuck with that. Yes.
Yeah.
That makes me want to watch. That makes me want to watch the movie.
That's one of my
I haven't seen it
to watch. So yeah.
I haven't seen it in mad long. Makes me want to rewatch it.
I haven't seen it in a very long time.
But yeah. So thank you for answering that question. Does anybody have any announcements before I do Black Prose announcements?
NaNoWriMo is going strong.
Are you saying that in a general sense or a personal sense?
Right.
In a personal sense, because the story, I've never written an adult fiction book before, so this is very interesting.
Okay.
To like write adult and like I'm basically and also I've never written a character that I related to more. In a weird way, I kind of feel like I'm almost like writing myself into the book. In a weird way, but it's basically a story about a woman who steals her sister's baby.
Oh.
Okay.
And I'm having so much fun with it. She steals her sister's baby, and her sister is a like sociopath.
Oh, yeah.
And then the baby turns out to be that way too.
It's a lot.
It's so fun to write. I'm having a great time.
I'm happy for you. Wow.
I don't know what genre it is. I don't know if it's like fiction or like, well, I guess thriller. I don't know if it's like a thriller or more of like, I don't know what it is.
Interesting. Well,
it's a non-category right now because it has thriller elements, but it also has elements of like family drama, but then also has elements of like literary. So we'll see what happens by the end.
Love it.
Look forward to actually holding it in my hand one day.
I know the pressure.
Yep, no pressure,
but pressure.
Troy, you got anything?
No.
Okay. Melanin Eclectic wise, I've been going on a lot of business trips lately, so I haven't been able to go live because my boss keeps trying to send me around the freaking world and I don't want to be. But I'm going on another business trip as of tomorrow morning, and literally one suitcase is full of like my cutting thing to cut planner paper and the hole puncher.
Ooh.
And so I'd be in the hotel room just
oh my god, doing stuff for the planner.
Yeah. Also, like China is on lockdown still, so like my Kickstarter bags are on hold. It's just
they're on lockdown again.
They've been on and off lockdown for the past like 2 months. It's been an absolute nightmare. So
I feel like they want like 0 cases, and that's just never going to happen.
Yeah, it's been rough out here. As far as Black Prose, we have another podcast for you guys on the 21st.
Yes.
That title will be somehow put out there one of these days. And then we're on the 27th, which is the Sunday after Thanksgiving. We're going to be talking about the comic book Naomi.
Yes.
The season 1, the full season 1 comic book.
I'm
Not
excited.
just the first series, just the whole volume.
Yes.
And that will be like our last thing for 2022, which is just crazy.
It is kind of crazy to think the year is almost over.
Yeah. So with that being said, I need to go pack clothes.
Yes.
So we'll talk to you lovely people later.
We'll talk to y'all later. Stay tuned for the announcements or the postings on Instagram, and we will see you at our next podcast.
Stay black and die. Bye.
Bye.
Oh shit. Bye. Damn.
Not the die part.
Not death. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Bye, y'all.
Stay alive.